Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's that proud Black woman here again, and thank you so much for tuning in on another episode of our Saturday event, where we bring awesome speakers, wonderful speakers, to talk about different mind-blowing topics, and also, thought-provoking topics as well. So, who do I have here today? I have with me Funmi Ayowole. She's fantastic, y'all. I've been on other events that I've seen her speak, and she speaks to your soul. She speaks like things that you really need to know, or things that you didn't know that you needed to know, if that makes any sense to you guys. So yeah, how are you doing for me?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for showing up, because I reached out to you like maybe 2 weeks ago. I know you are always busy, you have other plans, and you have a huge project going on for you. So yeah, and I'm excited that you're here today to talk to my viewers, my subscribers about, Soul Care 101. So before I go into the topic, I know this is going to, guys, first of all, I'm going to say this. This is going to be a little different. Usually I'm the one, asking the questions through interview style. But this time around, because it's a topic that I have absolutely nothing about and I want to learn as well, I'm just going to ask a few questions, and then I'm going to leave it up to Funmi to talk to us about that topic, Soul Care 101. I'm sure a lot of you are excited as well, just as well as I am. So first of all, one thing I'll tell everybody is, once you come in, the first thing you do is give us a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, you know what to do, right? That red subscribe button below. Please click on it, and also rep your city, rep your country, wherever you're watching us from. Leave it in the comment section. I'm here from Toronto. I don't know, where is Funmi joining us from?
I'm joining Toronto also. I'm in the Markham area.
Nice. So I'm just going to go into introducing you more so that people know like the caliber of person that I've brought today and what we're going to be learning about. And that's super exciting for me, because it's something new, something fresh for my platform that I've never had before. So Funmi Ayowole is multidimensional and is happy to be recognized for a number of things, but mostly for her work in emotional health. Her personally coined term, soul coaching, and a devotion to resuscitating the hearts of leaders back to vitality. Known as your soul coach, her mission is to consistently be a channel of restorative soul health to leaders through her passion, stories, and skills. She runs the Soul Clinic, a tech-driven platform providing soul coaching and content for those in need. The Soul Clinic delivers individual and group coaching programs. She helps clients build their soul strength, mind, will, and emotions, resulting in a high level of emotional independence, clarity, and ability to make decisions and consistently follow through in the directions of their dreams. Funmi Ayowole is also a communications professional with over 12 years of experience providing client leadership in the marketplace, working with a myriad of brands and clients in Lagos and now in Toronto. She's married to Deji and is a super mom to Omolayo and Andre, aiming to thrive with family first. Sundays are the best days, filled with fellowship, fun, and food. Welcome with me once again, Funmi Ayowole.
Yay! I always love that last part when it says Sundays are my best days. They truly are my best days because they're filled with food, rest, fellowship, and lots of fun with the family. I enjoy it a lot.
So would you be willing to invite me over on a Sunday so I can also join in this family fun?
Yes, as long as that's all we're doing.
Exactly. No business, just family and friends and eating and food, because I love food. So what most of the time, I don't know if you've ever joined my live stream, but what I do, I have two major questions. One is always at the beginning and one is at the end. And it's something fun, something that I just like to start on a positive note and end on a positive note. And that number one question is, apart from everything that we've read on your bio, is there any other fun fact about you that you want to put out there? Oh, I think you're muted.
Thank you. This is my very first time of cutting my hair in all of my life. Like this
Wow.
cut is my very first. And it was an adventure. It was wild for me. I've never done it, so that was fun.
So yeah, on hashtag Team Low Cut. Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. That's fantastic. So my next question would be, how did you get into? First of all, what is soul coaching, and what do soul coaches do?
That's a great question. Thank you for starting us off with that. I really can't answer that question without first of all breaking down the two terms because they are combined. Your soul um, is that eternal, intangible part of you. Your soul is part of who you are, but you can't see it with the naked eye. What you see before you, me, my earrings, my face, my skin, my hair, what I'm looking at with the that black proud woman. I love your handle, your name, by the way. Um, who you see there is on the physical. That's not who she really is. Her soul is the inner part of her. And so you are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body that is physical, that we can all see and witness. Your soul is broadly made up of your mind, your will, and your emotions. Your mind is what helps you to process thoughts. It helps you to think about what I'm saying right now, and you're reacting to it. So, and your mind is divided into your conscious and your subconscious mind. We don't want to get too deep into it. There'll be other opportunities, and also you can listen to a number of podcasts that I have already put out. It's on all the places you get your podcasts. Your will is that decision making seat of power where you can decide, I am going to get up at 5 a.m. every morning and I will work out, or I will meditate, or I will pray. If your will has been developed and the muscles of your will are strong enough, we say you have willpower. So you decide a thing and you follow through. Your emotions are what all of us are very familiar with, and that includes different things. It's really the state of how you feel, whether you're happy or you're sad, you're energetic or you're excited, you're exhausted or you are frustrated. There's a wide spectrum of different kinds of feelings or emotions that you can experience, but it's basically energy in motion. So you are always feeling something at a point in time. And like the art hub always says, don't just be lazy and just say, oh, when somebody says, how are you? You just say, I'm good or I'm fine. That is the usual. That's what we normally do. But if you look deeper, there's something that you are feeling. Okay, so now we understand the broad parts of your soul, which are your mind, will, and your emotions, right? And a lot of us, when we're describing it, we say mental health, we say emotional health. That is the most popular way to describe your soul health. Next, we have coaching. And coaching, the word coaching was derived from a term, coach, and it comes from a really old time English language, and an object that there was a horse in front and a coach at the back. Now, that really means the vehicle that is carrying you to your destination. A coach, unlike a therapist or a counselor, will always be forward looking. If you go to a therapist, for example, you may be talking about things happening or things that happened to you in your past. Even though soul coaching will discuss and examine things that happened to you in your past, the aim of soul coaching is to take you towards a better future for your soul health, whether it's mental or emotional. Notice mind, will, and emotions. And so, soul coaching is this combination of those two terms, focusing on improving your mind, your will, and your emotions. And not just improving it, but helping you have the right tools so that when challenges come in the future, you are able to tackle them. If you go through a really vigorous soul coaching program, you will have those tools, and to a large extent, you will be independent so that you're not running back to your soul coach every single day. You would have some checkups, intermittent, regular check-ins from time to time, most of the time about 3 to 6 months. But when you go through a very good and rigorous soul coaching program, you will be independent and you can examine yourself. You can coach yourself to a large extent. So do we understand? Are we like, tell me that.
It is fantastic because I'm like, you see, I'm just nodding along because you opened my eye to so many things within this few minutes that I've never thought about before. And I like the way you break it down from, you know, the olden days where the coach is like the carriage behind that takes you to your destination. I've never thought about a coach that way. When you talk about coaches, I think about basketball coach, football coach, things like that, right? But the way you said it, it actually made a lot of sense, and that's I believe a lot of people gain from that. So before we go into the main topic, I just had like a little bit of questions before I just leave you to carry us to our destination, if I may say. So I know that when I reached out to you, one thing that I saw, I didn't even see it because at that point I wasn't following you yet, but I saw it on Lady Arike's IG, and I was like, wow, this is really fantastic. It was a project about mental health and things like that, support project that you have in the works, and I wanted you to shed a little light about what it is about and like what is the intent behind it, the inspiration behind it, and what do you hope to achieve from it.
Thank you for that question. Okay, so the project is called the Virtual Soul Clinic. And originally, as I need to come clean and be very honest with you, when I began coaching and decided, excuse me, when I began coaching and I decided that this was the way to go as a soul coach, um, I realized that I cannot be in so many places at once. B, the original vision of the soul clinic is to have physical soul clinics in different locations of the world, different cities of the world, where people can come in with their mental or emotional health issues and gain access to a hub of diverse experts. These diverse experts would be psychiatrists, psychologists, coaches of different niches, marriage, relationship, every kind of expert that is good for your mind, your soul, as much as possible. And you would come in like a normal clinic and gain access to these experts. Let's say you have been abused or you just experienced some form of rape or anything that is traumatic to you, you can find your nearest soul clinic in a city near you and walk in and gain access to these experts. So I've told you two things. The first thing is my weakness, which is that I cannot be everywhere at once. The second thing is my vision, which is to give people access to soul clinics all over the world. Now let's combine it and let's add the mystery or the trauma of the pandemic. The pandemic helped everybody to stay at home. The pandemic helped everybody to discover technology. The pandemic also gave rise to a number of increasing mental health issues, especially with younger people. In fact, I don't even know whether to say especially, because old or young, we've all been affected in our minds, will, and emotions by the pandemic. Whether you are staying at home or you are working from home, homeschooling, whatever you are doing, whether you lost your job or had to take on multiple jobs, whether you had to take on a different job just to survive, the pandemic has affected all of us. If you are a young person and you're still in school and studying, the pandemic has had a way of affecting your self-esteem, your confidence, your interaction with your classmates, whether you're in your master's degree or in a PhD or in an undergraduate degree. Everybody has been affected by the pandemic. But also, the advantage that the pandemic has given us and the virtual soul clinic is that we are now more open to these kind of things. So when I say these kind of things, I mean we're talking now, we're coming from different parts of the world. I'm speaking to you, you are miles away from me. Other people are listening, they are thousands and thousands of miles away from us. We are leveraging on technology. So it's a combination. The virtual soul clinic aims to give access to any and everybody that is experiencing mental health issues. For at the very least, you come in at a basic, you will receive 15 minutes for free. Somebody listening to you, no judgment, focused on you, giving you space to unburden and to um, uh, um, open up about whatever it is that you are going through. The virtual soul clinic is not a therapy room. The virtual soul clinic is not your a psychotherapist armchair where you sit down. It is like a first aid, first stop emergency if you really need to talk to somebody and unburden. And for that moment, you cannot access a psychotherapist, or you cannot afford a psychotherapist. So think about first aid, the immediate first thing that you receive in the case of some form of illness or soul wound of any kind. We don't just stop there. The virtual soul clinic, after you receive that free 15-minute support coaching session, depending on what happens during the session, the support coach will recommend an action, will recommend a resource, or a may recommend a what's the word, a specialized session with either a soul coach or other specialized coaches in their different niches. That means that that specialized session will be for 1 hour, and it will be paid, but it will be at a discount for sure. So you come in, the typical user experience with the virtualsoulclinic.com. This platform is 70% completed and we're almost there. You come into the virtualsoulclinic.com, you have the access to take a quick scan. It's like taking your vitals in a clinic. You know how you immediately come in and they check your weight, they check your blood pressure, they check your heartbeat. This quick scan is like that vitals check. The quick scan is just a series of questions. You're done with it within 8 to 10 minutes. It's asking questions that will help to reflect back to us the state of your soul. With the results of the quick scan, you then book that free 15-minute session with a support coach. These support coaches are being trained as we speak, and they will be able to, at the very least, listen to you. And they would have a toolkit with their recommendations based on your quick scan results and the 15-minute session that you had with them. So they are being trained as supporters. as first aid deliverers for your mental or emotional health, right? And I also need to add that in order to tackle that weakness I spoke about at the very beginning, we are welcoming support coaches from all over the world. The wider the range of where you are coming from, if you are from Asia or Russia, your time zone is different, all the better for us, because we want to reach people from everywhere, from every time zone. So if it is 1 a.m. your time and you really need to talk to somebody, but it is 9 a.m. the other person's time and the person is available, all the better. So support coaches will be from different parts of the world, but they will receive that training to listen to you with no judgment. You finish your support coaching session, which is a free 15-minute session. We are also trained to know that it may extend a few minutes, past 15 minutes. But then after then, you, depending on how your session goes, you have three pathways that will be recommended. Your support coach could say you need to take an action. That action could be a different kind of thing. It could be journal, exercise. It could be anything, depending on what you're going through. Another pathway could be a resource. Maybe you need to read a particular book or a particular article or watch a video, that speaks to your situation. And then the third pathway, as I said, is you may need to speak to a specialized coach. Whether maybe the problem or the challenge you presented with has to do with relationships, or it has to do with how you're spending your money, or how you're whatever, we would have those specialized coaches in experts in their own niches, right? Fantastic. And so that is, in summary, as a nutshell, to walk you through what the virtual soul clinic is. And we are looking for, or raising funds, because it does take a lot. The website development is very expensive. Marketing and advertising for it, because we want to reach as many people all over the world as possible. We are also looking for volunteers who are good at different things. So designs, administration, project management, all sorts. So that's volunteer also. And if you have that heart and you feel like, yes, I can put in my time and listen to someone for 15 minutes, right? We're also looking for support coaches from all over the world. Oh my God. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.
Thank you so much for that. So, when you were talking about, people coming from all around the world and being able to listen. So it came to my mind, what about language restrictions? What are you doing about that? Like, if somebody wants to reach out and they don't speak English, or they don't speak French, they only speak Chinese or Yoruba or some other languages, are you going to be inculcating that along the line, or it's already part of the program?
Thank you for that fantastic question. Truthfully, because I always like to be truthfully, I didn't think of that. Amazing. But it is something that we can incorporate for sure along the line. Right now, it's only English. But I need to note this down, and wow. And I'm so happy that you brought it up. I'm so happy that thought came to your mind, because that's why it's always good to share your vision. I have to say that over the past 8 months, as I have been going on this journey, building the platform, recruiting the coaches, as I share, something new comes up. As I share, people have different ideas that help to make the idea better. So I'm so grateful. It's definitely something that we'll have to think about along the line. Maybe we'll start recruiting, especially with the coaches. We could recruit people and ask them what languages do they speak, so that it would help the clients that need the coaching. And if they're saying, okay, I can only speak French, or I can only speak Chinese, we will look at that, and Spanish as an example. So we'll work on the major languages, major global languages. Thank you.
Yeah, so the Art of says, I think it is something where we could get some translation programs. I have used them with my last job for when someone isn't available, and that makes a lot of sense. Thanks, the Art Orb. So one other thing I was going to say is a lot of people, especially immigrants and stuff, they also have like a second or a third language that could come in handy as well. So, as you said, when you're interviewing them, you can take stock of those languages, and then when somebody says, well, I'm better speaking this language, then you can shortlist who to speak with them. It's also an idea, right? All right. So, talking about the next question, I know you already made a little comment on it, but I wanted to know, for other people watching us and want to, buy into this idea, support this idea, what are the kind of supports you're looking for, from viewers, people that are watching now and people that will watch later?
Thank you for that question. I usually say that you can be a C or three. Let me explain the three C's. You can be a coach, you can be a campaigner, or you can be a contributor. So the first C, like I explained, you can be a coach. You can sign up to be a support coach where you will receive that basic training. So it does not replace actual coaching certification. It definitely does not replace psychological or medical training. It is just a basic first responder training as a support coach. You can also be a specialized coach, meaning you are trained, you are an expert at whatever niche you coach in, whether it is finance, family, relationship, whatever different niches of coaching or helping and guiding people. And you can also be an actual trained, medically trained psychologist or psychotherapist, and you would function in that line and people would pay for 1 hour of your time. So you can be a specialized coach in different niches, or a psychologist or psychotherapist. You would be what we call a soul coach, and that would be paid. In order for you to be this C, meaning this coach, I'm going to type it to you in the chat, that problem.
I think we lost her. All right, guys. So this is like a really great initiative that I believe that we can all, buy into. We can all support. All right, let me add you back on. That we
Amen.
can all support.
I'm so sorry. Like, I clicked on something by mistake.
All right, no problem.
So
So
I'm
yeah, you can send it to my comment and then I will post it. So please, guys, support the dream. If you check in the comment section, or sorry, not in the comments, in the description, I put a link where you guys can, if you want to support monetarily, like you want to, donate to the funds that they need to put this up. Kindly check in that link and click, and we'll be so grateful for that, because there are a lot of people all around the world that need this help. Like, this is groundbreaking. This is something that, at least from my side, I've never really seen before, because this is like selfless. Giving you 15 minutes free coaching is something you don't see. That 15 minutes, with some people, you'll be paying $100, right? And this is going to be free for you. And then if you need additional help, then you can go and go to a coach, or they would give you some other resources, which then will be subsidized. So what more do you want? So at the end of the day, when you're putting this money in there, I know it's not for you, but it's you giving back to the community. Maybe your paycheck came in on Friday and you got a little bit extra. It's something that you can just sow it into the life of other people, pay it forward, right? So that's something exciting that I just said to put out there. Just check in the description box, you see the link. And also, if you want to follow the Soul Coach as well, you can go in that description as well. I put the link to her Instagram, so you can talk to her personally, or you can just see what is going on and join the crew. So yeah, you can keep talking for me.
Thank you. So I've sent to you a number of chats so that it's easy for
Okay.
you to copy and paste.
Yeah.
All right. So we were speaking about the if you could be a C or three, and I explained the number one C, which is you could
Mm,
coach with the virtual soul clinic. And
yeah.
so I put in the chat to you the link for coaching.
All right.
Excuse me. Next, this next C is you can be a campaigner, which you are being a campaigner, that proud Black woman. I'm so grateful to you because A, you have given me your platform. Hi, Tech Bumi. You have given me your platform to just talk about what I do and what we are doing. You have also um uh uh not just your platform on YouTube, but your platform on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
So you can be a campaigner because you can create your own I care poster. I will get the link for that, but you can create your own I care poster and it just automatically plugs in your face, and you can take that poster and put it on your social media platforms, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, and so on, in order to spread the word, tell people that you care, and people can read within the poster details of the virtual soul clinic. You can also tell more and more people, advocate for people to be coaches or to contribute monetary or otherwise to the virtual soul clinic. So that's how you can be a campaigner. That's the second C. The third C is you can be a contributor. So, contributor of resources, of money, you can do that by going to bit.ly/fund TVSC. Or if you're in Canada, you can make direct interact transfers to, I'm typing also the
I put it on there, and also it's in the description. So I'm going to put it on the screen right now.
so good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. Um,
Okay.
okay, so
I think.
to donate is the bit.ly TVS fund TVSC. You can also make direct interact transfers to the soulclinic101@gmail.com. To coach, the link is also there. So you can contribute resources because, as I said, this is a bit expensive. You can also contribute your time as a volunteer. We do have a volunteer interest form also. So you know what made me laugh just now was because there was a post that I put up and I said, there's so many ways for you to plug into this thing. So many
Mhm.
ways for you to plug in. So I say, call me Omni Fumi, because I'm like, different ways. If you can't give money, you can give your time. If you can't give your
Exactly.
time, you can give your platform, right? You can tell people, shout it on the rooftops about this work that we are doing. So many ways to contribute. Thank you very much.
Cool. So, my next question before I leave the floor for you to, take us through the topic of the day is, I know you have an event coming up tomorrow, and it's also about this virtual soul clinic. Would you mind talking to us about it? Who can come? Where's the venue? And, what are the expectations?
Okay. So, first off, it is a fundraising picnic. And we are bold enough to say it is a fundraising picnic. A number of people have donated food. So there's free food, there are free drinks, there's free music, and you will come with your games and your chairs if you're coming with family so that you have a place to sit down, right? It's a picnic and it's in a park in Brampton, Ontario. Registrations have actually closed, but if you want to, you copied and pasted it to me, not in the comments, by the way. Okay, so if you really want to show up, it's in Brampton, Ontario, in Canada. If you really want to show up, please send an email to the soulclinic101@gmail.com and I will give you the exact address of this amazing park. Um, Thank you. So at the event, as I said, it's a fundraising picnic. So you'll come, you'll eat, you'll laugh, you'll have lots of fun with your friends. But we will also be auctioning some items that people have donated. And with this auction, it means we will be auctioning these items and it will go to the highest bidder. The funds from the auction will come to the virtual soul clinic. So you buy the items, but you are giving it to us. So because people that either made the items or they've created it, or they're business owners, they've already made those items, and they are giving it to the virtual soul clinic for free, so that when you come and you buy, the money comes to us. So it's a fundraising picnic. We're receiving donations, cash donations, Interact transfer donations, GoFundMe donations.
Yeah, that's fantastic to know. As I said before, guys, apart from this that I'm pasting, if you check in the description box, you will see the Interact, you will see the GoFundMe, and you see the link to the website. Not the website, sorry, the link to the Instagram page. So please kindly support. So now, without further ado, I'm going to leave you to talk to us about the topic that everybody has been waiting for. I just wanted to get the fundraiser and the importance of that program that you're doing out there first, and then we'll talk a little bit after the Soul Care 101. So over to you, Funmi.
Thank you so much, Fikemi. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. I really want to say thank you to everybody that is watching and listening, giving their time, and they will probably some of you will also be watching the replay. Thank you for the gift of your attention. Soul care is not something that happens just once. Soul care, because you are a living being, and you are not just a living being, but you are experiencing life as we know it. You cannot just care for your soul once and that's the end. You can't even care for your soul once in 6 months or once in a year, like going to a medical checkup once in a year, an annual checkup, and leave it. No. Soul care is made up of routines. And so that's where I'm going to start from. You need to develop these routines so that your soul is replenished, is refreshed. It's like you're kickstarting the reset button at every point in time. That is what Soul Care 101 is all about. And we're saying it's 101 because it's at the very basic. If you do not do anything else, please do these things. We will start from one very important one that you spoke to me about just before we came on this live. Rest. Yes, rest, 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 rest. It is not it's not corny. It's not cliche. You can't put it till later. It's non-negotiable. It is a non-negotiable. You need to rest. And resting really means taking your mind away from the situations that put you on high alert. You can't say that you are actually on a vacation, but you carry work with you. You cannot say that, oh, you are resting on a Sunday, as an example, if that's your decided or dedicated rest day, and you do work. Rest is so important for you to reset and recover. And I always recommend that your resting can also come with what is called a technology Sabbath. That means you also rest from devices, your laptop, your TV, your computer, your phone. I know that that can be hard for us, but is it possible for you to have one day where no WhatsApp chats, no WhatsApp groups? You'll come back to it the next day. You will catch up later on. But give yourself that rest. Read a book. Like, when was the last time you picked up a hardcover paperback book and sat down and enjoyed? Yes, it's hard. And enjoy that time. When was the last time you went out and had a picnic, for example, or had a run, or you rode on your bike, or you hung out with your kids and played some games, a board game, a card game, something that has nothing to do with anything that is plugged in to electricity. You know, can you take a real rest? Some of us need to do it once every day, as in maybe dedicate a tenth of our day, let's say 1 hour, not sleeping time. Oh, you know, that's different. We know that you are sleeping, sleep is different. But is it possible for you to take 1 hour in your active day where you are not on any device? Oh, that's lovely. You got a hammock yesterday. That would be so soothing. Ah, I'm jealous. Jen of the Heart Art Hub, please can you send the Amazon link to me if you got it on Amazon? Anyway, so what was I saying? Rest, rest, rest. Rest and unplug from devices. Rest if you can do it 1 hour a day, every day as a routine, 1 day a week, every week, once in 3 months, every 3 months. You know, and sometimes rest can also be customized. You know, it can be unique to your own situation. There was about 4 weeks ago, I took a 3 day rest away from my entire family. Even though I love my family, I went to an Airbnb alone. For me at that point, rest was being away from the toddler noise, the mommy, I need this, and come and play my game with me, and homeschooling and all that. It was rest for me. And safe to say, I didn't need to be a wife, I didn't need to be a mommy, I just needed to be me. That was rest for me. I want to just encourage you, figure out what can be rest for you. That is, what situation are you in that you're on edge, you're on high alert. Take a break from that situation, and sometimes it can be your device. Sometimes it can be your device that gets you on that high alert, because with your device, you are available to everybody. They want everything. You answer questions, you speak to people, you gist, you are comforting, you are being a friend. That's a lot, right? That's why you need to also rest from your devices. So that's our number one routine. The number two routine is, and you can actually integrate these next two routines that I'm going to speak about, number two and number three, you can integrate it into a very well structured rest. The number two routine is meditation. Meditation. Would it be possible for you to take some time to think? You know, a lot of us are busy running with execution, doing. Do we take time out to think about what we are doing or what we want to do? And not even just what we want to do, but can you take some time to think about where you are, where you are coming from, whether in your career, in your emotions, in your marriage, in your whatever, in your relationships, anything. But take stock with this meditation time out. Take stock of where you are, where you're coming from. That will help you think about where you are going or how you want to get there. But do it without devices. Just think. Meditation, it doesn't have to be spooky. It doesn't have to be filled with mantras. No, it's really about primarily without distraction, thinking, focusing, ruminating. That's the actual root word of that meditating, is to ruminate. Think about a cow. If you remember in our life sciences or biology, we've always talked about, I've forgotten what it is called, the ruminants, but they're a certain kind of animal that take their food. They will first of all chew it. It will go into their first part of their stomach, and then they will bring it out again and re-chew it to digest it. Yes, that is where the word meditate actually came from. It means to regurgitate and dwell on again and again and again. It means that, I mean, for you to do that, it's hard work. It is focused work. It is deep work. It is not filled with distractions and checking, oh, what are they saying on Instagram? Oh, who has slid into my DM? What are they saying? No, you put all those things away from you and you meditate. The third soul care routine, number 3, is journaling. Okay, is journaling. And as I said, you can incorporate it into a very well structured rest routine. But journaling just means that you give your undivided attention to writing out your thoughts. And so that means that whether you have decided that it will be 15 minutes every day, right? Within your 1 hour rest, you take a stopwatch for 15 minutes and you write. Writing comes as a result of meditating. If you meditate deep enough, you will have a lot of things to write about. Also, you can prompt or trigger your journaling with your stopwatch, even if you think you don't have a lot of things to write about. You find that once you start without any distractions, there's a lot that will come out from pencil to paper. I have said a number of times, and people will know this quote, that journaling is like opening the windows to your soul and allowing air to go in and out, in and out. You can imagine what it is for ventilation. That's the word. Journaling helps to ventilate your heart, your soul, because sometimes there's so much that is um cooped up. There is it's there's a word for it, but there's so much pent up emotion, pent up thoughts that you don't even know, that sometimes it's better for it to be a secret, meaning not to another human being. That journaling is that second human being that you would be ventilating, opening up to. It really works. I am a living witness that it works. And in as little as 15 minutes every day, you can get your journaling on. Remember that journaling is not diaryizing, meaning it's not for you to write every single thing that happened to you in your day. I ate amala. Oh, I enjoyed my sandwich, or I went to the mall. No, journaling is writing things that are relevant to you, things that may have happened in the day, or thoughts that may have occurred to you that are relevant to your mental and emotional health. It works. And then last part of your soul care routine, and I say last because it's not all conclusive, but if you can just get these 4 things, what's the word? Get it as a part of your regular routine. I don't want to bombard you with so many things. Do this, do this, do this. No, just take these 4 things. So the fourth thing I would say is reach out. Reach out. Nobody is an island. Even though, yes, you will do so many things by yourself, resting, meditating, journaling, you also need to reach out. Do you have a community or that special friend or somebody that you can talk to? Do you have a coach or a counselor that you can trust? That even after you have done all these first things, you still need to talk to another human being. So reach out. You are not an island. You must form deep connections with other people, and those people must be within your trusted circle, right? So we're not saying just go and talk to maybe an acquaintance that you met on Instagram that you have not yet really connected with, or that you don't trust, or is not qualified to listen to you. It's not everybody that you tell your problems to or your challenges to. That's why I also warn about social media. A number of us sometimes use social media to vent. That is not, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help anybody. It only entertains people. It's not the it wouldn't, in no way does it have any positive impact on you. Pick people that you are close to, that you have formed a deep connection with. Or even if maybe you don't want to talk to somebody that you know and that knows you, maybe it's too close to you. That's one of the reasons why the virtual soul clinic is being developed, so that you can talk to a total stranger from across the world, and the person will give you their undivided attention, right? And that's for free. Or you can book to speak to a soul coach for 1 hour also, and I am available. So just to wrap it up, like I said, these are your soul care routines. They are routines because you don't do them one off and forget about them. It's like you saying you want to lose weight and you only eat right once a week, or you only work out or go to the gym once a week. It will not work. They are routines: rest, meditation, journaling, and reaching out. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So rest, journaling, meditation, reaching out. I'm gonna make that my mantra in my head. So one thing about journaling for me is sometimes I do journal if I'm going through something, but I've never really had the time to go back and read them to see, okay, um, what have I achieved after that? Because the thing is, it's like continuous and continuous cycle. So when you write it down, I find that I've never had to go back to go read them to see, oh, I ever go through this? Wow, see who I've become. So, like, what do you suggest? Is it compulsory to go back to read them, or is it just journal and leave it there for maybe future sometime?
Perfect question. For me, about once a month, once in 3 months, I go back to my journal, because, like you said, it helps you to see how far you've come. It helps you to see the things that you have achieved, any breakthroughs that you have experienced, and to see your progress. It helps you track your progress. So I would invite everybody to, as you begin to journal, go back. You can actually set a reminder on your phone for once every month, at the end of every month, to read through your journals. You learn some lessons from yourself, because sometimes you find that all the answers you need are within you.
So, with meditation, what's your definition of meditation? Because to different people, it means different things. And I know with some people that are Christians, they see meditation or going to a yoga class as something like, no, that's not what the Bible says, or something like that. They try to kind of demonize it. So, what is your definition of meditation? Is it just having a quiet time and just, thinking about your day or your last week or what you want to do in the next week? Or does it involve some kind of spiritual connection? So I just want to know what your definition is.
Thank you for asking that, and it would be great for me to clarify. It doesn't have to be spiritualized, although the truth is that you are a spirit, like it or not. Regardless of your religion or what you believe, you are a spirit. So, and spirituality can be very personal to different people, as well as, spirituality versus Christianity or versus religion. But the thing about meditation just means, for the health of your soul, as a soul care routine, I would define or explain meditation to be deep thinking without distractions about the things that are important to you. You could do it in the different parts, as in order to examine different parts of your life. And if you could use what is called a wheel of life. It just means, if you think about a wheel and it's divided into about 8 sections: relationships, spirituality, career or business, finances, family life. You can even make it up for yourself, all those parts of the wheel. You don't necessarily need to read anything, but the parts of your life that are important to you, you can take some time to do some deep thinking about the past, the present, and then where you want to go in the future. A lot of us do it at the end of the year when we're doing like evaluation, year end evaluation, going into a new year, trying to make resolutions. But if you try your best to do it for a few minutes every day and maybe an hour every month, you will find that you will make even more progress than waiting till the end of the year for you to think deep about what you are doing or what you have done or the plans that you had for this week or for this month or for this quarter or for the year, right? So it's so important. You can decide and try your best not to lump everything up in heavy duty, and then you'll now be thinking, oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have time. You'll be like, if I waste 1 hour meditating, I have so much work to do, right? Or if I waste 1 hour doing it, no. Think about it like 15-minute chunks within your rest time in a day. So you can take 15 minutes to think and look about different parts of your life, where you are, where you've come from, and where you want to go. Take another 15 minutes to journal, right? And take the other remaining maybe 15 to 30 minutes to just actually rest and rest from devices. If you use 1 hour of your time every day in the way that I've broken it down, all good.
Well, that's enlightening. And yeah, that's true because as you said, a lot of us do like a yearly evaluation. I'm one of those. I'm guilty of that. I wait to the end of the year, even with checkups and stuff. I leave it to the end of the year. Like, okay, let's quickly go to it before we go into the new year. So we're going to the new year fresh. And sometimes it gets really overwhelming. Like it becomes like so much. And oh, I want to book a time for this and a time for this. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going crazy. So yeah, it makes sense. And it's better to even, I would say, even if you can do like a daily or a weekly, start with monthly, then bring it down to bi-weekly and then weekly. Then it might then become a habit, like a second nature for you. So I would try to do that as well, because truly a lot of times I think about that. I need that time. And as regards device, I know it's very difficult because sometimes I'm so tired. I tell my husband, I'll say, I'm going to bed. I go to bed and I'm there with my devices under my blanket like that. And then when he checks, I'm like, seriously, you said you were going to sleep. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to sleep, but I need something to wind me down. But the thing is, you don't get wind down because you start seeing things that are exciting, and then 3 hours you're there. The rest you couldn't get it, and then it's time to get up. So yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Like turning up from the devices is really crazy. Before now, we had no devices, we were fine. But now it's like it's your lifeline. Like if somebody takes it away, you're dead. So we have to try to kind of find a way to, switch up for devices and stuff. I will try to inculcate that into my habits as well. So thank you so much. So now going back to, first of all, does anybody have a question for our guest that you want to ask, either about Soul Coach 101 or Soul Care 101, or about any other thing that she's talked about since that you might want to talk about? So if there's any, you can leave it there. All right.
If it's okay with you, I wanted to just add one more thing. You first of all preached my whole message about devices, right? And you gave an example that is so true to me. But I want to tell you how I am working on overcoming that whole attachment to my device. This will this will be a bit strange because you will be using your device to get rid of your device. I will explain. Use your calendars, use your alarms, use your phone to set yourself up to leave your phone. Let me explain even further. I have monthly calendar inputs that tell me on this day, let's say the 29th or 30th of the month, I must take my 1 day a month rest. I must take my 1 day a month rest. The same way you would remind yourself to pay your bills or to do whatever, slot it in, calendarize these things. And let it remind you, even as you put it in your calendar, let it remind you 2 or 3 days earlier so that you will be reminded and your body and mind will be prepared in order to get into that rest mode for the end of the month. That's number one. Number two, apart from calendarizing, at the end, within your day, also set alarms. So there is an alarm that goes off on my phone at 8:45 that tells me from 9 p.m. no more devices. I'm talking about me. You can set whatever time works for you. So when that alarm goes off, I know no more devices. I use the opportunity to have a bath, chill with my husband or whatever, right? Also, I use my phone as a means of deterring me from being on my phone. Between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m., my phone goes into black and white mode. So I don't see anything in color, truth be told. And that can be very displeasing to your eyes. You know, can you imagine scrolling through Instagram and everything is black and white? Right? Or you're looking at your chat and it's because it's black and white, it already is telling you shut down, shut down, shut down. It's not in bright color. Try it. Try it. There's a way you can activate sleep mode. So basically, use your device to get rid of your device.
Wow, that's fantastic. I've never heard about that black and white mode before. I didn't even know it existed. So maybe I'll go look at it because most of the time for me, that's the time I'm going on my device. Because all through the day, if you message me or anything, I'm not, because since 3 years ago, almost 3 years since I had my daughter, I put my phone on permanent silent. So if you call me, if I'm not right beside the phone, I would never see it. And then when my kids go to bed at 8:30, then I'm like, oh, finally, time to rest. Then I'm picking up my phone. So a lot of times I tell people, don't bother to message me. Call me because the vibration might let me see it. If you message, I'm not going to see it until maybe whenever. So for me, it's that time I'm now going to devices like, oh, finally, time to rest and see what's going on Instagram. So it makes sense. I would try to look at how to do that on my phone. But yeah, it's great to that idea of using your device to get rid of your device. It's a really good thing that I feel all of us should try to inculcate. It's going to be difficult, especially for me. But yeah, at the end of the day, we need rest because that's how you can restart yourself every day and be refreshed in the morning to take on the challenges of the next day and the next day and so on and so forth. So now I'm just going to go back a little bit on the virtual soul clinic. I know you talked about 15 minutes of free, and then if you need further assistance, then there are other resources that might now become paid. Right now, before that goes live, are you also doing the one-on-one session that is paid as well? And how can people get that?
Yes, of course. Yes. So remember I talked about my initial weakness, which is that I can't be everywhere at the same time. And so I over the past 2 years, I've been doing a lot of soul coaching sessions, I mean, group coaching, individual coaching, and now we're developing the virtual soul clinic so that we can get more people and give them access so that even if I am asleep, and a support coach is awake and can attend to somebody else, right? But right now, before that goes live, like you said, you can for sure book a quick chat with me, 15 minutes for free. You can already also take a quick scan, for which I'm the one that personally analyzes for now till the website goes live. But I analyze every single result and send you your results and recommendations. I do that personally. And you can also, the next step would be for you to book the free 15-minute chat with me. Let me write a number of links in the description so you can get it out. And yes, you can also book paid sessions, 1 hour sessions with me also. So I'm just going to write everything there.
All right. While you do that, wherever you guys are watching us from, you already know what to do. Rep your city, rep your country. Are you from Nigeria, Ghana, the UK, the US, wherever you're watching us from? Please rep it in in the comment section, because that's how I map attendance on this channel. Because most of the time I see, the numbers, but I don't know who is watching or who is not watching. And I like to, talk to, like, to give like a little thanks for coming speech at the end of it, and mention everybody's name. But if I don't see you there, there's no way to acknowledge you. So please leave that comment in the comment section. Let's chat a little bit. All right. So now for me, just because I know we're past an hour, but I just had like two more questions. And the first one is, we've talked about a whole lot of things, and you know how the people's mind works. A lot of times what you say at the end of it, that they see as a key takeaway, and that sticks with them, and they can take that away with them. What would you say from all of this, if we forget everything else, what is it that should be our key takeaway and we should not forget from this session?
Thank you. Thank you. To wrap up, I would say that you have to be intentional about your soul, because there's nobody else that will do it for you. Not your husband or your children, not even your best friend. You have to be intentional about your soul care routines, um, because you're the source of everything else that you execute. I may not be putting the language, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. You are the hub from which everything flows from. Your soul is the hub from which everything flows from. If you are not doing well in your soul, it will come out. You will see it take a toll on your career, on your performance at work, on your in interactions with people, on the way you parent your kids. You find that, just as an example, if you've been holding up a lot of emotion, or there's something that is going on in your mind that you haven't been able to release, you can start getting cranky. You're nagging, you're shouting every single minute, you're cranky at your children or your husband or your partner or whatever, right? It shows in different parts of your life. And so you are the hub. Your soul is the hub, and out of it flows every other, the every other level of success that you can achieve, um, in all the different parts of your life. So you need to be intentional about your own soul care.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So for my final question, you remember at the beginning I said I like to start with something fresh and then end with something positive. So the first one was, what was your fun fact? And you told us this is the first time that you're cutting your hair ever. And that's fantastic. Welcome to the hashtag, low cut babes. So my usual last question that I ask everybody is, now looking at your progress so far with a soul clinic, is there anything that you would have loved to change? If you had the time to go back, like a time machine to go back in time.
That is an amazing question. Thank you. If I think about it, I think it would be for me to have started with more volunteers. Let me explain it. What I mean is, for a very long time, from maybe about October of last year, when I said, yeah, we're doing this regardless of the costs, yada yada yada. From that October or September 2020, if I had begun with the number of, like, if I didn't start it alone, if I started with maybe 2 or 3 people on a team really, really working with me, I may, and I'm saying I may have made more progress. I may have saved more energy and more time. However, because I also believe in the providence of my maker, my creator, I know that all things really do work together for good. I know that the time when it seemed like I was doing it alone, from September 2020 to February 2021, when God sent me somebody that is like a I feel like she's an angel God sent. But between in that time when I was doing it alone, I'm still grateful for the growth. I'm grateful for the potholes. I'm grateful for the pit stops. I'm grateful for the times when I felt frustrated and almost gave up. I'm grateful for it all because I've learned so much, and I would do it all over and over again.
Well, fantastic. At least that way I ask that question so that people can have the time to, that little time to reflect, like, would I have done better? Would it have been bigger, or it could have still been the same thing? Or, it just makes people have that little time to think back and, be thankful for where they are right now and that position and the prospect of where they're going as well, like seeing the future, like in the next 5 years, I'm gonna be here and there and all of that. So yeah, thank you so much for, the soul care. As I said before, I didn't really know anything about soul coach or soul care or things like that. I know about therapy, I know about counseling, but I believe that a lot of people are also in the same shoes as I am. But listening to you today, we've been able to learn a lot. I'm going to go back, sit down, and rewatch because now, as usual, I'm the tech person, I'm the host, I'm everything at the same time. So I like to sit down and rewatch and say, wow, these are all the things, and then apply them to my life. Because as much as I'm trying to give back to the community by bringing people into my platform to share this good discussions, at the same time, I also want to grow myself. So this is kind of good for the community, but in a little bit of selfish part as well, for myself as well, and for my growth as well. So thank you so much for blessing us with your presence and with this wonderful information that you have given to us. Guys, please, let's donate our time, let's donate our money, let's donate whatever it is that you can donate to help this vision, because it is very groundbreaking. It is a huge task. I don't know how you're doing it, but kudos to you. But any way that we can help, that's why I reached out to you to come up, because when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is fantastic. Because thinking about it, mental health, emotional health, everything here is not covered under WHOIP, and it's very expensive. And so many people don't even know how to get this assistance. So you bringing this initiative, it is mind blowing. It is very huge. And coming from, as you know, I'm always in support of anything that people of color do, anything that Black people do. I want people to see that and to be able to tap into it and support. So that made me reach out to you, because I didn't know you before, but I was like, wow, this is fantastic. And I said, can I use my platform to spread the news about that? And I was excited that you responded, that you saw that, okay, let's do it. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. I'm just going to go through the chat and just acknowledge people that have showed up, because this is our attendance as usual. So thank you so much to Wahid, Miriam. Thank you, Tech with Bumi ZMS. Thank you to the Art Hub. Thank you so much to Canada vendors. I can see you. Thank you so much to that foodie lawyer for joining. I really appreciate everybody's support. Almighty Sonozo. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate that. This video, by the way, you can click on the link again just to watch a replay, because it will be there on my YouTube channel. So please share it, because so many people need to hear this. And there might be people that also would like to support, but they don't know about this platform. If you send it out there, people would see and they will be able to donate to this cause as well. So for me, I hope that in the next 1 year, this would have really taken off on a huge platform, where people would be writing reviews that, wow, Funmi and the soul coach was able to help me at the lowest of low. And also, my platform is always open. If you want to have another session some other time, just reach out to me. I'm always there to help. I'm passionate about these things, mental health. Now that I've known about soul health as well, I'm also getting on that as well. So thank you, everybody. If I didn't mention your name, it's because you didn't mark attendance. So thank you so much. We're going to be going off live now. I'm going to give you the rest of your weekend to enjoy. And remember, switch off your device, put it down, and have a rest. All right. I don't know if Funmi has any more thing that you want to talk to us about before we go off.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed speaking with you. I enjoyed our conversation, and I'm so grateful to everybody that has joined live and those that will join the replay. Thank you so much for the attention, your time. And as you said, I'm looking forward to 1 year down the line when we're reading reviews about the Virtual Soul Clinic. God bless you all. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.